Hi friends, Miranda here, and today I have several tips for you on sustainable and zero waste travel. The idea for this video after I traveled around Asia and I noticed just so much trash everywhere. It really got me thinking that as a traveler, I don't want to be contributing to these problems. On a flight from Sydney, Australia to Los Angeles, California, it was about a 14-hour flight, and I just noticed the amount of plastic that the airline goes through. They give you a new cup every time you get a beverage. They give you plastic utensils for each meal, and then just throw it away. There's one person on this flight. Imagine how many, there's hundreds of people on this flight, and then there's hundreds of flights right now, all producing so much trash, and it started to make my brain hurt. So I want to share a few tips about saving money and saving the environment while still having an awesome travel experience. Number one is a reusable bottle. It's better than a disposable one, and some people debate between glass and plastic and metal. So whatever your preference is, just bring your own reusable bottle and use that as many times as possible. You'll save a ton of plastic bottles. If you're concerned about water quality, I also have solutions for that. I'll put links below to products that I found useful. When I went to Asia, I brought a LIFESTRAW bottle with me, and that has a built-in filter. So you can fill it up with questionable water, and as you suck the water up through the straw, it automatically filters it. And I used that, and I didn't have any problems. I always buy chlorine drops, which purify your water for you as well. And I used these in rural Nepal, and they were great. Okay. Number two, bamboo utensils. I ordered these on Amazon. I'll put the link below. But like I said, traveling in airports and traveling on planes, I just was appalled at the amount of plastic utensils that people go through that you just use and throw away and never think about again. So this kit's really amazing. I've had it for a while. It comes with a fork and a pair of chopsticks and a knife and a spoon. So I carry these with me wherever I go, and they're really easy to clean, really easy to keep track of with this nifty little holder here. Number three is a reusable silicone cup. It's about the size of those little cups that you get on airplanes anyways. So I just like to use this, and it really cuts down on plastic. And I've gotten a range of responses from flight attendants when I ask them to use this cup instead of the plastic. Maybe there was one flight attendant in all of the flights I've been on that refused to fill up my silicone cup. It just has this little plastic lid, and there's actually a little pill container here. Easy to wash. I just wouldn't recommend washing it in the lavatory. Probably not a good idea. This is the regular LIFESTRAW. This into a water source. It can be a stream or a river or any water source, and then you just suck it up through the straw. A socially responsible company out of Switzerland that I totally support, and I think you should too. You might think that straws don't add up, but they're a really huge problem for the environment. And in Thailand, I loved having the fresh coconuts. Like, you can just get a coconut and they'll slice the top off with a machete and you can drink it up with a straw. And the coconut is totally biodegradable, but then the straw is not. And straws end up in the environment, in the ocean, Bali, but there's a few different options you have for reusable straws. This one is a glass straw that comes with its own little cleaner here. Also stainless steel straws that you might want to consider as well. I've carried this to several countries and it hasn't broken yet. You have to be pretty diligent about asking people not to give you straws. Find bartenders and waiters and coconut slicers that you don't need a straw and that you'll use your own. Number six, a handkerchief. So this is probably one of the most useful things that I travel with, as a little scarf here to cover your chest. Maybe you want to protect it from the sun. You're worried about air pollution, you can use this and wrap it around your face here. And it works pretty well and keeps dust and things out of your mouth. There's a bandana, it keeps sweat out of your eyes if you're hiking, and to keep your hair pulled back. You can use it as a napkin to just dab the food off your face. Food to go, or if you have a snack, you can wrap it up in this and take it to go, so you don't have to use a plastic bag or use you know, something that you're gonna throw away. This saved my life when I was in Nepal and I had a cold and I was like, my nose was running and it was just gross and I was blowing my nose all day. I'd wash it out at night and then it, you know, it would be dry by the morning. We have a ton of trees, and by not using the paper napkins and paper towels. Number seven, yeah, sarong. So it doesn't matter what kind, just like a basic cotton sarong, and it's pretty, you know, it folds out pretty big. Obviously, it works pretty well as a scarf. Countries have different styles of dress and modesty, so if you need to cover your head, it's great for that. If you need to cover your shoulders, it's great for that. In Bali require you to wear a sarong that comes at least to your knees while to enter sacred temples and things like that. So it really helps for modesty. Also, if you fold on a plane, instead of using the blanket that they provide there, it might be wrapped in plastic. You know, there's no need to use it if you have a sarong with you that you can just cover up with and snuggle under. Take this to the beach and, you know, you can have a picnic with it. So it's great to use to sit down on the grass. A sarong or a large scarf, either one would be great and is super useful. So the 8th tool is a reusable bag. To the beach and you need a bag to carry stuff in, or if you're going on a short tour and you don't want to take your whole backpack, you can just take a reusable bag. If you're going to the market and you're buying food or fruits and vegetables, it's just great to have a bag for all kinds of purposes. If you have dirty clothes, you can put them in a bag to separate it from the rest of your clean clothes. Plastic bags were another huge source of waste in a lot of countries I've traveled to. Heck, they're even a huge source of waste in the US, in my home country. So you can just fold it up really small and just keep it in your backpack. So my last and final product is for the ladies. So if you're a guy, you can maybe tune out now. If you haven't traveled to Asia before, you might be missing a few comforts from home, including tampons. So it's just a little silicone cup that you would use in place of a tampon, and as long as you have a reliable way to clean it, I highly recommend traveling with that. You will save so much backpack space by not having to pack tampons, and you'll reduce your waste. And along with that, I'll usually use you know, a reusable pad as well that you can hand wash. I understand if it's kind of scary to use this. I discovered a great channel called Precious Stars Pads that I'll leave a link to below that I watched and learned so much about rumps or reusable menstrual products, and kind of convinced me to try them, and I haven't turned back since. It's been over 2 years since I started using you know, the cup. Easy to think, you know, you're on holiday, you don't want to think about these things, and you know, it's somebody else's problem, but ultimately, you know, we all live on the same planet. The goal is zero waste travel, so I'm working towards that right now. If you like this video, and give it a thumbs up. I want to spread the word about sustainable and zero waste travel, and I can't do that without your help, so I really appreciate you watching this video. Leave me a comment below. I'd love to read your tips for traveling more mindfully and more sustainably and more eco-friendly. If this video and you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe and check out my other videos. And my travel philosophy is to leave places at least a little bit better than when I arrived. So, and no matter your destination, I hope you enjoy the journey.